Why did we move? The number one question out of the two top questions right now is why did we move and can we get a house tour? So first off, I want to answer why did we move and where we moved and what made us come up with this decision, because it really wasn't easy because we had just moved 6 months ago. But here's the deal. If you guys have been following along, you know we lived in Montana. We moved across the country to Ohio. We got 25 acres. We had it was like a 100-year-old house, and our goal was to build like our tier 1 facility on it. Our business has grown a lot. When I say a lot, it's grown really fast. In the last 2 years, we've grown a lot. And we also have employees now that come to work every day. And it's just a lot in one house. So our goal was to build a tier 1 facility. That's what we were gonna do first. We had a company come out and look at our property and talk to us about building a facility and what it would take. And here's the deal. In the county we live in, you can't build a building in front of another building. So we had a residential lot. It was 25 acres. We essentially couldn't build our tier 1 facility in front of our house. And our...
Are you hanging out in there or can I take a dump?
Take a dump downstairs.
Okay.
Or upstairs. Our last house also only had 1 bathroom. This house has enough bathrooms for all of us, but so 1 bathroom. Like our last house just wasn't our forever house. It wasn't something that we planned on running a business out of, none of that, at least for long term. But anyway, when we had the company out, we found out that you couldn't build a building in front of another building, and our house sat in the back of the property. We had 25 acres, but our house sat in the back of it. And then we had 8 acres right in front of it, and then the rest all went sideways, but there was a lot of swamp. So when we like started thinking and stuff, we're like, wow, we can't build a house, or we can't build our tier 1 facility up here. We can't do this. We had power lines going through. We had swamp up here. It wasn't looking like we were going to have a tier 1 facility up anytime soon without tearing down the house and building our house sooner than we thought. So we thought on it. We're like, why don't we just, because the house was too nice to just tear down. That was the house. They renovated the kitchen. Like, I just would have felt bad to tear down that house. So we decided, we're like, why don't we just get a clean piece of property and we build a house on a new property and not change schools and not change a lot in our kids' life, because we had just made a whole cross-country move. So we started looking in the area at properties. It's hard to find property when you're set on these close boundaries. So this house was up for sale, this house with some property. It also already had a facility on it for our tier 1 business. So we made the decision really fast. We're like, okay, we are going to put an offer in on the house. There was already an offer on it, but we put an offer on it. And the coolest part about it, it's in the same school district, so we didn't have to uproot our kids to another school. And we're really enjoying these schools. We also already had a tier 1 facility. We didn't have to build another building. We didn't have to get our own permits. We didn't have to go through the whole stress of being business owners and now building our dream house and building our tier 1 facility. So we got the house. We moved in it about a week ago. We have land, we have a building. So the building for the tier 1, all we have to do is rip up carpets, put some flooring in. We're actually getting the flooring finished today. The kids are in the same school district. It couldn't have worked out better if we tried. So that is why we moved. It wasn't because we didn't move across the country. We didn't move anywhere crazy. It couldn't have been better timing. It was like, okay, there's a house, there's a structure. And now the girls that come work for us every day in our house, they don't have to come to our house anymore. Imagining your house also being your business and all of that chaos, it's a lot on a family. Our whole house was taken over by our business, which wasn't a bad problem, but it just created a lot of stresses for all of us that didn't need to be. So we now have our tier 1 facility. That's where the girls will be working every day. We have our home. I can't even wait to give you guys the home tour. As soon as I finish unpacking, I promise the home tour is coming. But that is why we moved. We moved in the same area. And we're so excited to be settled down and have more than 1 bathroom. And I hope that helped answer some questions.